Hi everyone, this is Liz from Creative Life of Liz, and I'm here planning for the week of July 21st through the 27th. This is in my B&R Paper Crafts Plan B planner. I'm not going to try to show you the front. It's kind of folded weird to make it even, whatever. For this week, I'm using this kit from Brittania Nicole. I think it's called like Baby or something like that. Honestly, the name of it doesn't really matter because this kit has been in my stash for over 5 years, probably getting closer to 10 years. It's a little bit ludicrous, but I don't have a lot of like uses for a baby kit. However, my boss just had a baby, and this week here is going to be the first full week in which I am covering part of her job, and then also just excited that she is growing her family, all that good stuff. So I thought this would be a good week to use this kit and get to use it up. I originally had planned it for the next week, but the baby showed up a little early, so we're just gonna go with it now. So this is the full box page, and then I also have these 4 boxes on the bottom. I have headers, and you can see they're to do today little things. They're like so old school here. And then some bottom box sheet and habit trackers. I have full box checklists and a few more boxes here. Some half boxes, a couple functional boxes, icons, stuff like that. These are washi strips, the date covers, and a few functional things. And then I have little things, checklists, stuff like that. You can also tell that it's a really old kit because it has Coffee Monday and Friday, which have not been really things that have been put in planners for a while either. But since this is a really old school kit, I think I'm gonna kind of go with an old school planner style. I'm gonna scatter the boxes. Although with these headers, that doesn't work as well. All right, maybe I won't scatter the boxes. I'll run them all through the middle still, but I'm gonna put it as to do today little things. I am gonna put down the full box checklists. I'm gonna put down the date covers. I can't put down the weekend banner because it's gonna take up too much space with trying to cover up all of this stuff, and I don't wanna do that. So I'm not gonna stick down the weekend banner. I'll probably just save that for use with another kit. But I think that's what I'm gonna lay down. I did pull out, this is a leftover from a B&R Paper Crafts kit, Cozy Home. All that's left on here are just these date dots. But it does work out perfectly. There's a 28 missing for, I don't even know why. But the 21 through 27 are here. So I'm gonna use these date dots. And pull out my Beauty 360 tweezers, which again, I've had for like 100 years. So I am gonna do all of that stuff, and then I will be back so we can do the interesting bits. All right, here's where we are at so far. I think it's looking pretty cute. If you saw me flipping back and forth a lot, it's because I wanted to kind of try to make these little owls arranged in a reasonable way, and it was a lot of work apparently. All right, let's see, where's my full box page? Here's my full box page. I think I want to do Twinkle Twinkle Little Star as my quote box. I mean, we're going old school kit, so old school proper quote box seems appropriate. And then I'm going to do the other kind of quote like box right here in the middle. Wow, that's not perfectly straight, but I'm not going to try to fix it. Okay, so I have these two guys that definitely seem like they go together. Maybe we'll put these two together and then those two together. I think that would be reasonable. All right, I think I'm gonna do it this way. I think perhaps it's also as much that the headers are not straight as anything about me putting down the full boxes, but it's fine. I think I want the branches to point into the page. Like so. So then that leaves these two. We're gonna stick this one on Tuesday. And this one on Saturday. Not like a real decision being made there, just kind of how it works out. Okay, so that's where we're at so far. And I think it's looking pretty cute. Moving on to the sidebar, let's see. We need this page. We need this page. And these guys are maybes. So let's start out with this week. I feel like the old schoolness, I don't know if this is gonna stick, but that's fine. All right, putting in my 2 habit trackers. I do really like these little habit trackers with the flags. I think they're really cute. And that's not really like a style much anymore. For the 2 categories I'm gonna use, one is gonna be for socials and one is gonna be for movement. I don't have like a super obvious icon for either of those things, so I'm just gonna leave it, and I think that's fine. Let's see, I have goals, work, expenses, next week, Instagram, YouTube, and shopping. Or I have to do today and little things. I'm gonna use a today, even though it doesn't make perfect sense, but this is gonna help divide out my meal tracker. I know there's a space at the top of it where I could write meals, but I think that looks nice. And then I'm gonna use, I think, a little things header. There we go. And I'm gonna pull in, I think I'm gonna pull in the owl box, or do I wanna use this one? I think I'm gonna put in the owl box. All right, that looks pretty cute actually. So yeah, I don't know that I'm gonna use any more headers, so I'm just gonna stick those to the side. And let's get started with the daily plans. So Monday, since we're doing old school, we do have a coffee Monday. I'm gonna try to stick it up here at the top. I did my best to make it fit. Sorry that I knocked things there. I just think that that's my best bet for this setup. And then I'm gonna stick in one of these boxes to indicate work. And then after that, the little things don't really make sense. I don't think I need a box necessarily. All right, I think I'm gonna use these guys because I have 2 videos that go up. And I feel like these could be cute to use to go with that. And then stick a little planner icon. Started failing already at using my, my tweezers. That's also a very old school kind of thing. All right, Tuesday, I have work. I do expect to have a movie night with friends, but I'm not totally positive right now. If I do, I'll probably use this little movie guy in here. But I'm not gonna put it in because we rescheduled those quite a bit. Wednesday is hump day. So I'm gonna stick that in. And then I need another quarter box for me to put in for work. There we go. I don't think anything else is currently scheduled for Wednesday. Moving on to the second half of the week, another quarter box. That's a finished page. There we go. Usually when I do the full boxes through the middle, I stick the top headers up at the top to give myself a little more space here, but I wanted to leave space for these like old school things. So I didn't do that this week in case anyone was curious. So there's Friday and another one of these quarter boxes because it's another work day. There we go. And then the other thing I want to put into Friday, I have this guy, and I think I'm gonna use a camera icon for this one. So this is gonna be for my August book bujo, I believe, but you'll see that video before you see this video, so you'll know. It'll be up on my channel. And then the weekend, I don't have anything currently planned. This day is a birthday, but I don't really need to call anyone for that, so I think I'm not gonna put it in this planner, and I'll just put it in my other planner. So in terms of things I might actually use, I still have a bunch of functionals here, washi strips, more functional stuff, little things, boxes, stuff like that, and a few more of these quarter boxes. So I think that's a good set of stuff to be able to use. And then this is where we are at with the layout right now. So stick around for just a second and you can see the finished spread. All right, here's the finished spread. I love how it turned out. It is so cute for sure. It was really fun to use this very old school spread with like Coffee Monday, Hump Day, Friday, all of that kind of stuff. Definitely haven't done that in a very long time. I do have a good amount of this kit left. Some little things, functional stuff here, strips and functional things there, a few boxes, a few headers, and some more functional stuff here. This page I did finish off. I'm not sure if I'm just gonna keep all this stuff together in my leftovers or if I'm gonna separate it out because it's 4 separate colors. We'll see how that goes. But either way, for today's purposes, the spread is finished and it turned out really cute and fun and bright and cheerful. And I'm so glad I finally got to use this kit since I've been sitting on it for more than 5 years at this point. I probably got it in like 2018, 2019, something like that. So I'm glad to finally get it finished. Overall, the week was pretty good, but the weekend was mostly just relaxation time because that was really needed. So I think that's all I have for today. As always, please like and subscribe below if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. Let me know how your week went down below, or if you don't have anything that you want to leave me an owl emoji just to say hi. I would love to hear from you. And then follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky at Creative Life of Liz. You'll see in progress and finished spreads. I tag the shops on Instagram. I include them as part of my alt text along with the description on Blue Sky, as well as bits and pieces of my life, what I'm reading, all that good stuff. And until next time, bye.